to make up reasons for to go after people, like a lot of district attorneys would do. Maybe because the job would be on the line, maybe possibly. So it's a lifeline to the way that they are forced to run their job in particular is to make up personal reasons against people instead of actually prosecuting people for the real crimes, or just like professional and to approach it as a as just a citizen that has that job in particular, not have a personal like vendetta and like want to like get even with these people or whatever. So they make up reasons, which is kind of insane, but that's what they do. So, and that's what basically lawyers are against when they're defending somebody or something. So, um, like if I was to say, there's such a thing as also just looking the other way and just letting some things go. And it's understandable if it's not that important to anybody. It doesn't mean it's meaningless, anyways. You know, um, like it bears nothing on society, really. Say if somebody stood up to a bully, and then the town's DA there wants to go after them because they might be possibly corrupt, in a little bit of a corrupt environment, which they might even think they're like, oh, he's calling us corrupt. And like, well, let me point out. Besides having personal reasons, if you um, don't negotiate with somebody and you want to prosecute them for standing up to a bully and go as far as you can with the extent of the law, of course the jury is going to believe you whether or not it's true or not. If the person did something that was a difference between a misdemeanor and a felony, but they didn't. I didn't think that there was a difference between a felony and a when you say misdemeanor in the first place. I believe that the illegal conduct or whatever appropriate action that the person in this case would have made would have been in between, say something uh, with the most a misdemeanor and then below. So in my opinion, the um, consequence or trying to prosecute somebody in that matter should have actually been like a charge that you wouldn't have had to have selected a jury over in the first place. But they wanted to go ahead and make this big old thing out of absolutely nothing that meant absolutely nothing. Because what are you going to do? Stop me from standing up to another bully if I have another bully, that pursues me or follows me. So I would really like them and to particularly be put into my shoes without me having, with my hands being completely clean of the whole entire thing and not having have anything to do with it remotely at all. No connection. But them to some mysterious way have straight down the line exactly the same exact things that happened to them, and then just to be cursed like that all the way through to have a bully come after you for such a long time. So, they're gonna form an opinion that, oh, this is a bad guy. Oh, this guy, he can't be acting like that in society. But that's not the whenever you took personal like detail in particular, the way the district attorney was acting. It didn't seem like that. It seemed like she could care less. It seemed like she was just gonna hammer this conviction thing across one way or another. Um, so she probably was a bit deceptive. Um, in bits, I would say. So completely unethical. It's insane. Kind of like what would you what kind of thoughts would you make of to have to think that you have to personally go after and see that somebody be um, basically have their life altered and um, have their background, marked with um, crime or whatever, and act like the person's some kind of violent criminal or something like that, when they actually just technically only stood up to a bully. I mean, that's the real truth about the whole entire thing. Is that the person in this story um, did not just act up in society and just go after somebody and kick somebody's ass. That ain't what happened at all. But because somebody wanted to make an example, because they have personal issues that they made up in their own head, they got a conviction on somebody over that. That's completely unethical. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It just think about it.